YouTube, what's good? It's your boy TD. And today I'm doing my first debate for the week. It's Tyreek Hill and Michael Thomas. Yes, I said it. Tyreek Hill and Michael Thomas. And guys, this is my writer, my homeboy, Mac. He wrote the article Hybrids on my website. It's coming soon. So guys, be checking for that in the links. But I will put that in my description. So let's just get started with this argument. Tyreek Hill faces Michael Thomas.
What did you do, baby? What up? What's going down?
So I'm gonna take off my mask. So, you want to start it off?
Okay. So, I mean, here's the first thing I want to say. Tyreek Hill is an exceptional player, a hybrid, you know what I'm saying? We all can agree that the game is evolving into this type of scenario. But to say that Tyreek Hill is a better quote-unquote receiver than Michael Thomas, I just can't see it.
Okay, so that's why I picked this debate with you, because I know people don't see Tyreek Hill as a pure receiver, but when I do his breakdown and I do my eye test, he's gonna be a better receiver than Michael Thomas. Yes, I said it. I know Michael Thomas is probably the perfect route runner, the perfect size, but with that speed that Tyreek Hill got and his ability to run routes, because if you go and do your research, the guys on that team will tell you Tyreek Hill is one of the best route runners. He might not be Travis Kelce, but he right underneath that. So you think, oh, well, Tyreek Hill, yeah, he fast. This is not Tay again, guys. This is Tyreek Hill, the cheater. He can run routes. So as in starting their careers out, he wasn't good as Michael Thomas running routes. But why I picked this argument with Matt is because Tyreek Hill he will never be the route runner that Michael is, but he will be close. And so with the speed, he's going to be better, like I said.
So my thing is, he has all the talent, all the potential. His ceiling is high. But what's going to happen to him? Well, first of all, let me back up. The number one receiver in that offense, in Kansas City's offense, without a shadow of a doubt, is Travis Kelce.
There you go with that shit.
Travis Kelce. Now, you look at the numbers. Hey, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Jay-Z said it best.
They deceiving, though.
But to a certain degree. But my main focus and my main point, what I'm trying to say is, Tyreek has got a lot of talent. But number one in that offense, check downs, when he get in trouble, he looking for Travis Kelce. So my whole thing is, he's got all the talent in the world. But until Andy Reid comes and says, okay, Hill, you my guy. Okay. We going through you. This offense is gonna flow through you. That's what Mike is.
Okay, that's true.
You got Kamar, you got all these, and even this year, you got
E. Sanders.
Yeah, E. Sanders. You saw what he did in San Francisco.
Yes.
So now, that's what I'm trying to say. Mike been doing it with no help as far as offensive weapons.
Okay.
On the passing aspect.
Okay.
Now Alvin Kamara, he's using in the passing game, but Mike Thomas getting 150 targets a game. Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Yes.
Which equates to about 10, 11 targets per game. So Tyreek, I just can't see him getting to that level, that pinnacle.
So when I'm talking future talk. And to be honest with you, Travis Kelce no longer is going to be the number one wide receiver in this offense. Travis Kelce, yeah, he's been there for the last 2 to 3 years. He is the check down, and tight ends usually are the guys that when you get in trouble, you get it to, because they run those type of routes.
Right.
But as Tyreek Hill was growing, and they know he's growing, that's why they gave this guy that deal that they gave him a few years ago, after, even though he got in trouble, they didn't kick him off the team because they knew that he was growing. Even though, and they gave time for stuff to work out to make sure that he didn't do what the woman accused him of doing.
Right.
But they knew that, no, Tyreek we got to pay him now. And that's why Patrick Mahomes left money on the table, because they might have to get Tyreek on one more other deal. Right. And so that's why they just gave Travis Kelce a deal. So Tyreek Hill is going to be the focus point of this offense.
Right.
And so this year, each year that you go through, you have to switch the offense up a little bit because the defense start knowing what you're doing. They got a lot of paper. So what could they do this year? Okay, all of a sudden we giving Tyreek Hill 12, 11 targets a game. Not just the run balls or the gadget or the jet sweep. He run a little raps like Julian Elderman. And in his time, I feel it, I see it, and I can feel the rhythm. It's time for him to be the number one receiver because that's how you take that offense to the next level. So when you worried about, man, Tyreek, he catching short balls, he trying to take it to the crib every time, now you're throwing everything off. Now you have Nicole Harvin running the backside post. Bam, open, wide open. So it ain't through, okay, Travis Kelce, double team him, look for Tyreek. No more. I understand it. That's what you're talking about. In the finale, they looking for Tyreek Hill early and trying to get him, dump him off, and then I'm feeding other weapons off of that. That's how the offense is going to change this year.
Right.
So you say he's not a number one receiver? Yes, he is. He just, they didn't focus point him in the offense. So let's use this. I'm going to get off subject a little bit just to prove my point. So you could say, let's look at Antonio Gibson, the running back from Washington. Now, a lot of coaches would say, no, he's not ready to be number one. He can't do it. No, Washington's he ready because I like what he does. When they seen Tyreek Hill, they was like, no, he's not a receiver. So they didn't implement him early. Right. They didn't give him them targets. So some coordinators was like, no, I know what this guy's going to be, so I'm going to give him a lot of targets.
Right.
So it's coaches, staff now, they after Tyreek showed them, they want to trust him as the number one receiver. So I think they should have been done this. I think they probably could have even had better offensive years than they had if they would have been implementing him as the number one receiver. But now it's his year. That Andy Reid sees it, he's going to be the number one receiver on that team.
I mean, my thing is, and I get what you're saying, key point, but proof's in the pudding. And again, it could change this year. Who's to say? But time after time, for the past, 3 years, Mike Thomas has been in the top 5, and of course last year he led the league in reception yards. And he's
triple crown. It was a triple crown, yes.
And he's doing this double team 85% of the time. You know what I'm saying?
But he can't take the lead off the defense. Mm-hmm. I'd rather game plan for Michael Thomas than the game plan for Tyreek Hill because there's no game plan for him. If I got a guy sitting there watching, he fast, and he outrun him, and I knew he was going to run the street, and he still beat me. What can you do? Michael Thomas, you can game plan for that. Like, I'm going to say, well, make you beat me with the speed. You think he can beat you 70% in a game with speed? No, so you just play him for the speed routes. Tyreek Hill, you can say, well, I'm going to play him for the underneath routes. He catch the underneath and then beat everybody to a spot and run a touchdown. Right. This guy is as long as he got that speed, there's no game plan for him when you got a quarterback that know how to get him the ball. So I believe, like, Michael Thomas is here just like in life. A guy, he's great. But it's like the turtle in the hair. Right. The hair, I'm took off, I'm gone. Right. But that hair is going to eventually overtake it because he has better intangibles. So Tyreek Hill, with his speed and jumping ability and being so explosive, his tangibles is going to pass Michael Thomas. So Michael Thomas, you have been the best for the last 2 years, but Tyreek Hill is coming. And yes, I'm saying this, Tyreek Hill has a chance to be MVP this year. Yes, I said that. He has a chance to be MVP this year because I think Pat Mahomes will take a little step back, and then when they have close games, Tyreek Hill is going to bust those games open, and people are going to be like, around the middle of the season, be like, you know what? Tyreek Hill is the one carrying this team. When they get close games, that's where they go, and they ain't got there's no corner out there that can guard him. So if he stay healthy, I believe that. And I know I'm taking a big shot for that, but it is what it is.
That's bold, and I mean, I respect it, but again, so the biggest thing for me, like we're saying, receiver to receiver. And I've said this time and time again, we talked about this off camera and stuff like that, and it's no discredit or it's not really Hill's fault per se, but he's a gadget guy. He's been a gadget guy for years. I know the term gadget or gadgety might seem a little, I don't want to say disrespectful in a sense, but here's my take on it. This is my hypotheses on the situation.
Gadget.
But look, it's not his fault. It's Andy Reid. He's only playing in the confounds of the offense that he's put in. Okay. The OC and what Andy Reid is saying. Okay. That's what Tyreek got to do. Okay. Hey, we can't fault him for that.
But can't you see outside the bubble of what the plays is being called? Can't you look outside of that? Because you did it with Antonio Gibson. Because guys, he wrote a great article on it. Go check him out. But yeah, he wrote a great article on Antonio Gibson. But see, Antonio Gibson, you still got to be able to just like they see Antonio Gibson for what he's gonna be. Even if they don't use him like they this year, that's Washington's fault.
True.
That's what. So how you gonna say, oh no, DeAndre Swift better than Antonio Gibson? No, why? Because he got more bills. Because he got 300 carries and Antonio Gibson got 40. No, if you give that guy the same amount of carries, he gonna do better. So if you get Tyreek to Hill the same amount of attempts as you give Michael Thomas, he gonna outdo him. And you keep calling him gadgety, bro. He ain't gadget. That's disrespectful to call that man gadget. They thought he was gadget his first year, but this man, he's not gadget. He's a full-time #1 receiver. Don't call him gadgety.
Mike Thomas, this the route tree. Mike Thomas run all the wheel route. Go. I mean, he can come back. Tyreek Hill. He got one little branch that he can run right.
And what is that? So you're saying he was one branch, and what
so
branch
look,
is that?
But no, I mean, to be honest, his attribute or his key attribute that sets him apart from anybody in the league is his world-class speed.
That's true.
So that's almost like
that's the same thing that sets Michael Thomas as part of his body size.
Right. But so going into that, this is why I say Mike Thomas is a greater receiver at this point.
Okay.
Because one, you got Tyreek when he got arguably the greatest quarterback to play the game, throwing in the ball.
And you got Drew Brees, the most accurate quarterback. He's talking about this, and he got Drew Brees throwing Michael Thomas the ball, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead.
But we talking about Brees. No, we talking about Pat Mahomes, Brees. That's even though Pat ain't been in the league but a few years.
He ain't nowhere on Drew Brees' level yet, even though he got that contract, and it says he's greater than Drew Brees. But Drew Brees' equivalent contract at that point in time is the same. The money.
I mean, body of work. I give Brees.
Yeah, body of work.
But
yeah,
saying,
talent. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
you know what
I
I'm
give
saying?
that to you. Okay.
So you looking at one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game right now. One of the greatest coaches. Probably the greatest tight end to play the game, other than maybe Gonzalez or Shaw. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Uncle Shay, what's up? Then you got other world-class speedsters, Nicole, Sammy Watkins, excuse me. And the running game is plug and play. Mm-hmm. But now they got CEH. So all these things adds to Tyreek basically almost running free. Now I'm like what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
It's not discrediting his talent.
Okay.
But here's my thing, man. And this is what I keep saying. Mike Thomas is doing this with 85%. They running zone, man. They doing all type of coverages to contain Mike. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And especially Alvin Kamara these past few years, he's been hurt. He didn't miss. Last year he missed 2 games, even though Latavius came in and did his thing, whatever. Okay. But he's never really had consistent offensive threats to really open the field up for Mike to have one-on-one coverage. Can you imagine what this dude's gonna do what if he was in Kansas City's offense?
Oh, okay. So this is how I come back at it. Who you think is the better? And I want y'all put this in the comment section. Who do you think is a better offensive coordinator? Sean Payton or Andy Reid?
That's close to me. Even though I respect, and Sean Payton is a genius. Mm-hmm. I give you that. But Andy Reid's track record, in my opinion, even going back to when he was with Philly, dude, he's produced in all levels. Now this year is fine. He finally came to the fruition. They won, of course.
Okay.
Because everything, boom, he had everything in place. Yeah. He's always had great backs. Westbrook. Sproles, I mean, you name it. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't never really had the full gamut like he got now. Okay. So Tyreek, in my opinion, is benefiting from all of those attributes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's very hard, man, to when you and you got Travis Kelce. Like I said, Travis Kelce to me is the oil that makes this wheel go. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. If without him, we could be talking about a whole different subject. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just feel that Sean Payton and Andy Reid is tomato. They both are great. So, but if you put Tyreek Hill in you gotta have a good quarterback. Because them receivers. Right. But you get a decent quarterback. Right. And you get like a Sean Payton or anybody, Tyreek Hill would have even a bigger season because they don't have Travis Kelce. So you're right. You're right. Travis Kelce is a weapon. But you see, reason why Kansas City got all these weapons because people been looking over Tyreek Hill, even though he got in some trouble. But they didn't think he would be a number 1 seed. They thought he was a gadget player, and that's why. And my last point to make, see, bro, you stuck in the old ways of prototypical body size and stuff. Just like people are stuck in the ways of prototypical carries from college. When a player come in, no, you don't need to see a body of work. You got to be able to see what that player does great and be able to use it. Just like Julian Edelman. That's the case. No, Julian, you can't play no receiver. You a quarterback. You a gadget guy. I'm gonna do this like Antoine Wendell. No, God, I can take you and do this, what you do quick, and I'm gonna use you in a passing game, and ain't nobody gonna be able to stop it. So that's what Tyreek Hill is. You got to be able to, okay, yeah, you can play receiver, teach him how to play receiver, and then this guy start running routes the way he do. Watch, go on YouTube, go on Google, and look up Tyreek Hill running routes, and when you see that, bam, bam, setting up people, you're like, oh my God, if this guy was running routes like this, and he's fast too, what are you gonna do? Exactly. So guys, for the last point, and go ahead, I want you to come back there.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, and I think we probably have to do another part to this to fully elaborate even more. But I agree, man. I mean, and to be all totally honest, I have respect for Tyreek. I think his ceiling is through the roof.
Okay.
But just me, my personal opinion, at this point, I don't think he's as fluent or versed in the full route tree as Mike Thomas is, and not having. So, like I said, this year will be the telltale right here. You got E. Sanders, you know, you got Montgomery. So, Mike Thomas got a few more weapons involved. So now we can see how, if his numbers may go down. You know, it could be a chance.
I think so.
His targets and stuff may go down.
That's why Terry picked this debate. I know his target's gonna go down with E. Sanders there.
We'll see. But his numbers might go down, but his red zone targets might go up.
That's true.
So he might not get 1,700 total yards, but touchdowns might be 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be able to get in the green zone a little bit faster, more efficient. And then Mike Thomas, he's a big body receiver.
That's true. That's true.
You know. So anyway,
I mean, so guys, we're gonna have a part 2 to this debate, Tyreek Hill and Michael Thomas, and like I said, we're gonna do more debates like this every week for 17 weeks through the season. But I just believe that Tyreek this year, he's gonna show himself thou approve. And that ain't that the word that they say in the Bible, you know, show yourself thou approve. So I think he's gonna show, like, I can run routes. So what he gonna say to y'all when we have to come back to this, and Tyreek, they come out, Tyreek might be one of the best route runners. Yes, I said it. If they go and you start watching ESPN, because I don't need ESPN, but when you start watching ESPN, they tell, oh, well, this guy did this, and he didn't went to one of the top route runners and to one of the lowest route runners when he first entered the league. Then I'm just going to tell you what I was saying, because they didn't know what he was. So you can't hurt Tyreek for that. It's the coaches. So guys, thank you for tuning in to this video, and we're going to have another part 2 to this. And guys, please comment in the section and tell me what you thought about the debate, and actually who won the debate, because I want to show him that I won this debate, and I'm going to win part 2 too, and I'm going to win most of the weeks. This guy, he knows his sports, but I'm gonna win most of the weeks too. And we also win the fantasy league. I'm gonna let y'all know about that. I'm gonna whoop him in the fantasy league. So guys, thank you for checking in for Fantasy Good Sports. It's your boy TD, and I'm with my homeboy Matt. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Good video, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.